What is up, the Steam blockchain? So today I want to talk about how communication is becoming the highest value in this new world that is being connected. So we have to understand first of all that this internet that has been here for a couple of decades, that is not a long time. So humans on a global scale, they use learning to communicate on a more global perspective. So what's going to happen is once we get an abundance of technology, which we're sort of starting to reach right now, we get an abundance of electricity, and we get an abundance of internet, basically internet access everywhere, 5G, 2019, 2020 coming here. We really, solar power is going down. We're really coming to a point where we're gonna get soon the ultimate communication, like the perfect communication system. And speed is basically, if you ask me, speed is above money. That means if we can 1000x speed on communication, money is going to be a very, very little thing. Money was a very big thing when stuff is moving slower. Yeah, you could use money to, it's good for food and home, of course. Buy some tech, but and you can even call cars tech. So what most people spend money on is, first you have these base level needs, as I said, like food and home, right? But then technology, for example, you can call, as I said, cars becoming very techy. When they are going to go down in price, and when smartphones and gadgets are going to go down in price, the people are going to have even more money over, let's say. And then really, what is going to be the ultimate value? So the first, now a lot of people are moving into looking at tokens as money, and but it is such an improved system, and eventually I think we're gonna move that people are barely even gonna care that much about the tokens, because they're gonna see that, oh my god, the real value is actually not the tokens. The real value is not the money. The real value is actually better communication, faster spread of ideas, because in the end, it is about humans, that we are hyper intelligent. Like humans are hyper intelligence. Like our human genius, it's so deep, it's so intense, but we haven't been able to fully explore it because our communication hasn't been that great. And but what's going to happen is, when you connect everyone to a big, large network, you are going to get exponential share of ideas and better ideas, and that people can cross check ideas. So there's a big potential there for human genius to basically explode in intelligence, and basically moving people away from the old paradigm. So we see it. I mean, okay, so if we look at this like communication as highest value, let's take a look at this. So communication can move very fast. Communication can move very, very fast, and it can make people do a lot of amazing stuff in the world. And you have an abundance of communication, limitless communication. You can always come up with greater stuff and explore greater ideas and things like that. Tokens, it give you some value. It give you a digital thing, right? And that is great. In many ways, we needed tokens. But after a person has their base level needs, abundance of internet, abundance of tech, abundance of food, abundance of shelter, after you got those base level needs down, the tokens, even owning a lot of tokens, is not really going to matter a lot. Then it's all just going to be about the person enhancing their way of communicating. And there's so many different ways to communicate. There's so many different things in life you can dive deep and explore into. You can, for example, focus a lot on offline communication. You can focus on digital communication. You can focus on communicating through art or whatever. There's so communicating through text, through video. There are so many ways of learning to communicate, and you have so many nuances in communication, different languages, and things like that. So communication is something that humans basically can expand limitless and forever in. The thing with the money paradigm is that eventually people are gonna, I think that people are gonna realize the limits of it, that it's really, you can't really get a massive edge anymore with tokens or with money. You can see it a little bit right now with the tokens. Someone can have a lot of influence on a network, but eventually I think that the more people that gets involved, more people coming in, more people cross-checking stuff and things like that, even tokens, owning a lot of tokens, sitting on them is going to have very little influence, because other people can just start something new. It's just digital code. They can just copy and paste something. They can make their own network. They can make their own community. And we're going to see these digital tribes popping up, and it's going to be, people are going to realize that we don't need the masses. We just need a few people that basically communicate a lot, and the higher activity on communication, the faster abundance is basically going to spread. And I saw this when I was traveling through a city, a big city, Stockholm in Sweden, and something that kind of hit me was that all the Wi-Fi points, all the Wi-Fi access points is closed. So you have thousands and thousands and thousands of Wi-Fi points in a big city, and all the networks are basically closed. What if everyone had an open system here? If you had used open internet for everyone, people can communicate human genius, and we wouldn't have to have this thing where everyone needs to go to a place and ask for permission, and yeah, you need some money here, for you need to give us some money every month to have access to communication. It's almost like you would have a system where if you want to talk to your friend, you have to pay money for it. If you want to say some words, you have to pay money for it. You see that it's a very scarcity limited paradigm, and I do understand why it exists, because that was the old paradigm, right? That was the old paradigm. Every system is closed, and stuff are not transparent. So it was based in another world, and it's not going to be the future world, because people are going to realize that the more I communicate, the more I get communication in return, the higher share of knowledge, that is so much more value. That is so much more value. And even chatting around, having a playful chat and things like that, that can also have massive value. But the key is that people communicating a lot, people sharing ideas faster and faster and faster. And just because we humans are so intelligent, we kind of take all of this stuff in, because we want to grow limitlessly, right? And we can't grow more in the money paradigm eventually. There's going to be like, because how much more can you get from how much more can you get? I mean, a bigger house, some more food. Like you can't eat limitless food. You can just eat a couple of meals a day. You can have 10 houses, but what's the point? 10 houses. Do we really need all this? We don't really. We are going to realize that rent and share is going to be how everything's going to run, because it's just like, okay, we can get some more value in. We don't really need all this space. Everything's good, right? Ownership, we're going to get less return on investment by hoarding, by owning. And we don't have the ideal systems right now in token systems to ideally have a perfect utopian share system, but it's moving there. It's definitely moving there. For example, on the Steam blockchain, how you have this delegate system, so you can delegate power. Like, this is a big change in how people didn't look at things like this in the past, but people are going to realize in the future that it's a win-win-win paradigm system that we're moving into, where the more you share, like the more you share, the more you give out, the more you get back in return. And people will realize it, like how much physical, how much digital stuff we have that we really do not need. And it's going to be exciting to see. And as I said, it's so cool because everyone can communicate. Everyone has limitless access to communication because everyone has a brain. Everyone can talk to a friend. Everyone can get in new data, and you have a healthy ecosystem where everyone already starts from abundance, and that's a very big key. So, and as I said in the past, when you make value digital, abundance is automatic. Abundance is automatic because it costs so much less to do stuff in the digital world, to create something new in the digital world. If someone can create some more zeros or something, it's not taking anything. So it's going to take a long time. It's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen and things like that, but eventually we're going to have the perfect rent and share system. And it's not going to be like a massive smooth transition because you have a lot of people in the old paradigm, you have people in the new paradigm, and everyone is basically going to be involved eventually because we're all on this planet, right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about that. It's nice to know that communication is going to be the highest value, that is going to be the highest leverage point. Yeah. So quickly a video talking about it here. Hopefully people enjoyed on the Steem blockchain. Have a great day, everyone. Bye bye.